Hi everyone, how are you? Today we're going to talk about a main feature in this career library. And this feature talks about the difference between probability and statistics. Basically, I'm going to talk about the difference and then we're going to introduce statistics. Statistics is really important and it is an important tool for everything you can imagine. It's a scientific tool about basically using data, using numbers, using real raw data, using real raw numbers coming from the real world in theory and in the base. So usually you use it for different research studies that do come from the real world. It's also used besides in science, it's used in different fields, including journalism, mass communication, social communication, used in research for any kind in the world. What's important here to know it comes from the real world. So you get data from the real world, okay? And then you put it in number form. That's the base of it, right? In theory. Probability is different. Probability, it comes from research or hypothesis, which is a scientific guess, right? Or it's based on some information you have from before. The same thing with other things like it's based on maybe theory, it's based on research. Basically, it's based on some kind of analysis or base you have. Okay? And then afterwards, from that, you have a probability from using numbers and math and uh, different tools. Okay? Probability does not necessarily come from raw data or material. It can, but not necessarily. That's the difference. Okay? It's usually from the abstract world. So from thinking from information you have from the past or right now. Okay? That's how usually it comes from. It doesn't necessarily come from the real world. That's the main difference between both. And putting in simple terms and in general terms so that you can understand this world, especially if you're not into the research world or you don't know it much, but you just want to look at the career library and you want to look at the different things that comes with it. Okay, so this is what's important here. Okay, what's important is that uh, you need to think about the you need to think about the different things that have to do with numbers, using numbers in the research world. These are used, you'll find, looking at assessments in career, and also it's used as looking at looking at different things, including maybe institutions, accreditation, maybe your own company, data about your own company, maybe data about looking at different career books or different things about job descriptions, job statistics in any country or region or in a company or in a field or in a major, the probability also. So if you're a doctor, how probable it is for you to work as a professor doctor in this university, or if you are an artist and you are from this university, how probable it is for you to work, for example, as an artist in this field, you know, whatever you're thinking about. This is really important because if you don't know these main concepts and understand them, then you may struggle in many of the research if you're interested to see on career or other things in general. But what's important here for you to know that the difference between statistics and probability in research is this. Okay? That this is the difference. The difference is that statistics comes from the real world. As for probability, it comes from not necessarily the real world, but it comes from a theory, a base, a hypothesis, maybe a statement, maybe data from the real world. However, it is the probability is basically a kind of system of mathematics or graph or tools that we use so that we can see the future. How probable is it for me as an 18-year-old to get accepted in this university? For example, I'm a university student from I'm a university student from this region, and I'm from this university, and I want to get accepted as master's or PhD. How probable is it for me? That's usually how it's used, and even more. Okay, I want to get into medical school. How probable is it for me if I'm in this percentile? Okay, to get this probability, obviously a lot of things happened. They did a lot of research and data, statistics, as well as different information they got to get this probability in the end that you see. Okay, that's what's important for you to know. Okay, as for the statistics, it's the tools and math that they always use to analyze, and maybe one of them is probability, how probable it is, right? To analyze from real data. Okay, so statistics is the big science of it all. Probability is a field that's very famous because it's used all the time in the world. How probable is it to rain today? So the meteorology, what does the meteorology do? The meteorology sees everything you can imagine with science and everything else to see how probable is it to rain today in this region. Okay, this is what's important for you to know, and it's important for you to know that statistics is a big field in the career, like it is in everything. So if you want to look at statistics and probability, you should know the difference, and you should know the difference of both and the similarity. So statistics is the science, probability is in the science of statistics for research and for different things also. What's important here is that I want you to just know that you should be familiar with them both, and as well as to think about how, do I understand it? Okay, great. How important it is in the field of career if you want to go into it, or you want to look at the career library, and to know the difference, okay, and why it's used, and you can use it. That's what is important right now. If you don't know them, if you know them, then that's great. You know its importance and everything, and you use them all the time. Now, for the hopefully in the next video, I will introduce statistics and probability in more detail for you to be familiar with. If you don't know, if you know, it's just for you to add information, or just to look at your library and to look at the YouTube channel in general. Please comment, subscribe, and thank you for your time.